Most people get this wrong when trying to start a company in Israel. They assume it is just paperwork, a quick online form, and a bank account. But here's the truth no one tells you. Israel has one of the most structured, compliance-heavy startup ecosystems in the world, even though it is incredibly business-friendly once you understand the system. And here's what makes it interesting. Israel is known as the startup nation for a reason. It has strong venture capital access, advanced tech infrastructure, and a globally respected innovation ecosystem. But if you skip steps or misunderstand legal requirements, your company's setup can get delayed or rejected. In this video, you are going to learn exactly how to start a company in Israel step by step in 2026. In a simple, practical way. No confusion. No legal overload. Just a clear roadmap from idea to fully registered company. And stay with me, because in a minute, I'll show you the biggest mistake foreign founders make when choosing their company structure, and how that mistake can affect taxes and ownership later. Let's start from the beginning. To start a company in Israel, you need to understand one core principle. Business registration is centralized, but compliance is distributed. That means you register your company with one main authority. But you deal with multiple systems for taxes, banking, and reporting. The main authority responsible for company registration is the Israel Corporations Authority, also known as the Registrar of Companies. Now here's where most people make their first mistake. They rush into registration without choosing the correct company structure. And that decision affects everything from taxes to fundraising to liability. So step 1 is choosing your company type. The most common structure in Israel is a private limited company. This is the standard for startups, tech companies, and foreign investors. It offers limited liability protection and is widely accepted by banks and investors. For example, imagine Alex, a software developer from Germany, wants to build a fintech startup in Tel Aviv. If Alex chooses a private limited company, he creates a legal entity separate from himself. That means personal assets are protected. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Israel is extremely startup-friendly for this structure, especially for tech and innovation-driven businesses. There are also partnerships and branches of foreign companies. A branch is used when a foreign company wants to operate in Israel without creating a separate legal entity. For example, if Jake already owns a consulting firm in the United States, he might open a branch office in Israel instead of forming a new company. But here's the problem. Branch offices have different tax implications and liability exposure. So choosing between a local company and a branch is a strategic decision, not just a legal one. Now let's move to step 2. Choosing and reserving your company name. In Israel, your company name must be unique and approved by the Registrar of Companies. It cannot be misleading or too similar to existing companies. You submit name suggestions during the registration process. If your first choice is rejected, you usually have backup options. Now here's a small but important detail. Many founders underestimate naming rules. Words that imply government affiliation or regulated professions may require additional approvals. So keep your name simple, unique, and brand-focused. Next comes step 3, preparing your incorporation documents. This is where your company structure becomes official. You will need articles of association. This document defines how your company operates, ownership percentages, shareholder rights, and internal governance rules. Let's take an example. John and Sarah are starting a cybersecurity company in Israel. In their articles of association, they define that John owns 60% and Sarah owns 40%. They also define how decisions are made and how shares can be transferred. Now, here's where many founders fail. They use generic templates instead of customizing these documents. In Israel, investors and banks often review these details closely. So precision matters. You also need shareholder declarations and identification documents. If you are a foreign founder, you may need notarized and apostilled documents depending on your country of origin. Now let's move to step 4, submitting your company registration. You submit everything to the Israel Corporations Authority. This can often be done electronically, but accuracy is critical. Your application will include company name, articles of association, shareholder details, and director information. Now here is where things can slow down. If even one document is inconsistent, the registrar may request corrections. That can delay your registration significantly. And this is where most people fail. They treat it like a form submission instead of a legal filing. In a minute, I'll show you a simple consistency strategy that reduces rejection risk dramatically. Once your company is approved, you move to step 5. Tax registration. Every company in Israel must register with the Israel Tax Authority. This includes income tax and VAT registration depending on your business activity. You will receive a company tax number. This number is essential for invoicing, banking, and legal operations. Now here's something important. Israel has a relatively complex tax system, but also offers strong incentives for innovation companies, especially in technology sectors. So your tax classification matters more than most people realize. Next comes step 6, opening a corporate bank account. This is often the most challenging step for foreign founders. Banks in Israel require full company documentation, shareholder verification, and sometimes business plans or proof of activity. And here's the problem. If your documentation is not consistent across all filings, banks may delay or reject your account opening. So your company file must be clean, complete, and aligned. Let's take an example. Alex submits his company registration, but his passport spelling is slightly different across documents. The bank flags it and delays his account opening. That small inconsistency creates a big delay. Now here's where it gets interesting. Israeli banks are strict, but once your account is approved, the system becomes very efficient for business operations, especially in tech and export industries. Next is step 7, VAT registration if applicable. If your company meets the threshold or engages in taxable services, you must register for VAT. This allows you to issue tax-compliant invoices. You will also need to comply with periodic reporting requirements. Now let's talk about hiring employees. If you plan to hire staff, you must register as an employer with the National Insurance Institute. This covers employee benefits, social security, and labor compliance. For example, if Jake hires a developer in Tel Aviv, he must ensure proper payroll registration and monthly reporting. Now here's a key insight. Israel has strong labor protections, so compliance is taken seriously. Mistakes in payroll reporting can lead to penalties. Now let's talk about incentives. Israel offers several programs to support startups, especially in technology, research, and innovation. These can include grants, tax incentives, and support through innovation authorities. But you must apply separately. Registration alone does not automatically grant access to these benefits. Now here's the step most guides ignore. Ongoing compliance. Once your company is registered, you must maintain annual filings, financial reporting, and tax compliance. This is not optional. And this is where long-term success is built. Not just in registration, but in maintaining clean compliance records. Let's quickly summarize the full process. To start a company in Israel in 2026, you first choose your structure. Then you select and reserve your company name. Next, you prepare incorporation documents like articles of association. After that, you register with the company's authority. Then you complete tax registration, open a bank account, register for VAT if needed, and handle employment registration if you hire staff. Finally, you maintain ongoing compliance. The most important takeaway is this. Israel is extremely startup-friendly, but highly detail-oriented. Accuracy matters more than speed. If you follow the steps carefully, the system works very efficiently. If you rush or ignore details, delays are almost guaranteed. And if you want to avoid the most common mistakes, focus on document consistency, proper structure selection, and clean financial compliance from day one. If this guide helped you, like the video, leave a comment with your business idea, and subscribe for more step-by-step company setup guides like this one.